What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. And as always, hopefully you're in the market and not trying to time the market because that is simply impossible to do. And hopefully you're not straddling the fence, people. Hopefully you are investing into your future because the future is changing at a faster pace now. It's not like before. Things are changing like that because of technology. And technology is the new industrial revolution. So hopefully you guys are on board. You're doing what's necessary to prepare yourself for the things that are coming and to set your family up or to just simply set yourself up. So let's see what happened today in the market. It says that Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ rise. Gold's rally roars as Fed minutes point to more rate cuts in 2025. Remember just yesterday when the government shut down on October 1st, they were talking about how the rates may not get cut by the Feds. But now they're saying the Fed is pointing towards more rate cuts. So I wonder what's happening in Washington, D.C. to make the Feds make this decision. I don't know. But I do know that I made some money today because I'm in the green in all of my stocks and ETFs. So if you're investing in the things that I talk about every day, you should be in the green as well. So it says here, U.S. stocks march higher on Wednesday as Wall Street returned to rally mode while investors digested the latest Federal Reserve minutes to provide hints to future policy amid a shutdown-driven dearth of data. Yeah, because remember, these reports that are essential to the market are not coming out because of the government shutdown. So how long do they want to play this game? Maybe that's what was talked about to make the Feds come out and make the statement that they made. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average turned roughly 0.2% higher. The S&P 500 climbed 0.6%, which is good. And the NASDAQ is up nearly 1%. That's great. That's great, people. So meanwhile, gold futures continue to record-breaking rally after topping $4,000 per ounce for the first time on Tuesday. Investors have piled into the have an asset as a debasement trade alternative to the dollar. So maybe I do need to invest in gold. So markets moved to session highs in the afternoon trading following the release of the Federal Reserve minutes from its last policy meeting, which signaled more rate cuts could be in play for the rest of 2025, even as they also hinted at steep divisions within the central bank. I'm telling you, people, you better be investing. It's good to invest into yourself, but you need to be investing. This is highly important, especially now, because when this technology that's coming, that these companies are investing billions of dollars in, and there's trillions of dollars being spent overall, it's going to change the world. It's already changing the world. You know, like you have Siri. You can talk to your speaker and you can tell it to call someone, play music. You have self-checkouts at grocery stores and different places. You go into restaurants, fast food places. You don't have to go directly to the counter. You can go to the kiosk and place your order. You know, everything is becoming automated. And so when it becomes automated, and if your job is replaceable, technology will replace it. But what do you have in place in case you are replaced by technology? You know, like this government furlough, shutdown. There's probably a good amount of federal employees that were living paycheck to paycheck because they weren't budgeting. You know, that paycheck was steady. They were living high on the hog. They have this expensive mortgage. They have these two expensive vehicles. The kids are in private school. And now the government shut down. And let's just say we may not get paid, or we don't get paid on payday. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, how are you going to pay your bills? You know, so either way, I say that to say this. Always have a plan. Just like you need a plan to get out of debt via a budget, you need a plan to live life. having your emergency fund, having investments, that solid foundation underneath you so it never cracks when things take a turn in the world, right? You will see other people's foundation crack and they fall through, but yours is steady and holding because you're living life. You understand that you need to have a plan, but we're not taught that in school. We're taught how to work, and then after living a little, you learn that, oh, I need a foundation. Either way, let me get off my soapbox. Let me get back to the news. So it says participants expressed a range of views about the degree to which the current stance of monetary policy was restrictive and about the likely future path of policy. Just think about this. You have a few people behind closed doors and in meetings, the Federal Reserve, these policymakers, they're doing their job. But the decisions that they make can affect you. Why do you allow, it's their job, there's nothing wrong with it, but you should not allow someone else's decision to negatively impact or affect your life. You need to take charge of your own. No one is they can't save you. The president of any country can't save you. The policymakers of a country can't save you. Your church can't save you. You have to make the right decisions to set yourself up in order to be saved. That's the world we actually live in my opinion. Okay, so back to this. It says most judge that it likely would be appropriate to ease policy further over the remainder of the year, the minute said. Okay. Some caution in seeping into markets as the AI trade loses its fizz as questions emerge about AI spending. Remember, I haven't read this yet. I told you these companies are spending billions upon billions of dollars into AI. For those of us that are old enough to remember, I remember, either way, the movies of robots, that stuff is actually going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm not looking at the negative part of it, but you're going to start having people with robots in their homes, driving their cars, or you just simply have a self-driving car. Your robot can be your maid, your personal assistant. Probably going to have people talking more to robots than they do to actual real people. Anyway, so either way, and a potential .com style bubble in stocks. Yeah, I don't think all AI stocks are going to make it, but there are some that are in the lead. Like Nvidia controls like 80% of the market. Can it lose? Yes, but Nvidia is also tapping into other businesses that are doing other things like OpenAI, robotics, so on, software. They're doing a lot. So it's like they're protecting themselves from the likes of like say Blockbuster or Hollywood movies, if you remember those, when you could go into the stores and buy or rent the DVDs. But then Netflix came along and no one got on board with that, thinking it was probably not going to work, and Netflix wiped them all out. Or what is another example? You get what I'm saying? Just the emergence of new technology and a new way of doing things, like the computer. Like you can order things online. Amazon, has tapped into like the postal office and the FedEx revenue by being able to deliver their own products, so on and so forth. That wasn't a good example, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Technology, people. So it says here, the S&P 500 NASDAQ snapped a 7-day run of gains on Tuesday and Dow's over could profit outlook at Oracle. At the same time, the federal stoppage continued to breed uncertainty with no end to the gridlock in sight as President Trump threatens to withhold back pay for furloughed government workers. I go into work every day. I'm a federal government worker. I may not get paid. Yeah. That's what the article said. That's what the president said too. Okay, either way, the shutdown, which is entering its 7th day, has deprived Wall Street and the Federal Reserve of the crucial economic data needed to shape their thinking. Interesting. Yeah, so let's see what happened in the market because I have to get out of here. Tesla gained $5.60 today, closing out at $438.69. Broadcom gained $9.09 today, closing out at $345.50. Palantir gained $1.39 today, closing out at $183.56. Nvidia gained a nice $4 today and 7 cents. Nice, closing out at $189.11. I like that, Nvidia. FTEC, Information Technology ETF, gained $3.97 today. That means the technology companies did very well today. They gained, again, FTEC gained $3.97 today, closing out at $228.78. SPLG, the S&P 500 ETF, gained 48 cents today, closing out at $79.18. Meta gained $4.77 today, closing out at $717.84. And yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going over. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully you guys are investing. Hopefully you guys are minding your business. That's why I named this channel Mind Your Money Business, because you need to focus more on you, and you need to stop allowing outside distractions disrupt your attention and your focus, right? Because the only thing that you can control is you. You can't control what other people say. You can't control what a person said. You can't control what groups say or how they feel. So you need to take your power back, because we lose ourselves in a lot of issues and campaigns and things that we have no control over, but we think that we do, and nothing changes. And oftentimes it may get worse. And I think you can change that by stop giving so much energy into things that you cannot control. And I believe as you change, everything else changes, right? Like my situation or my life has totally changed. Well, it's not has totally changed. It's changing still, because I am changing, because I am making the decision to do certain things. I am taking time out to learn different things. I am disciplining myself, but it's not easy. It's not easy drinking, a gallon of water every day. It's not easy to, eat right. It's not easy to budget. It's not easy to not drink alcohol. It's not easy to not do what everybody else is doing. Like we're in high school, and if I'm not doing what you're doing, driving what you're driving, live where you live, then there's something wrong with me. I'm less than. That's high school mentality, right? So focus more on yourself. Mind your business, because we all have enough going on to where we should not be talking about anything other than our situation. But here's the thing, nobody really wants to talk about their situation. Like, so many people have so many issues when it comes to talking about money. They don't want to talk about it because they have no control over their money. They don't want you to know how much money they make. They don't want you to know how much debt they're actually in, because they want you to believe the facade that they continue to give you every day. That's just how it is, in my opinion. Because if it was not that way, then Americans wouldn't be in so much debt. There would not be so much negativity that's happening. There would not be so many fingers being pointed at other people, places, and things, saying they are the reason why you're upset. In my opinion, you're upset because you're just easy to upset, because you have no control over your life. So when you have no control over your life, your being, your situation, it's easy to upset you. You can't control what might have happened to others. It's unfortunate. I'm not taking anything away from, anyone. I'm not trying to not have empathy, but there's only so much you can do. But I seriously believe as you as an individual change, everything around you changes, because people feed off of each other's energy. But what I notice is that negativity, that is powerful. It's like a drug, and people can't help but respond to it like they have to. And so it's like we complain about things, and then you get yourself into it, or you enthrall yourself into it to spew out the same thing that you were just complaining about. You're doing the exact same thing. So how is that going to balance each other out? How is that going to make the situation better? Like when it comes to your money, what are you doing? Why are you working so hard and not saving, not investing, not budgeting? Why are you continue to live high on the hog? Why are you continue to live way above your means? I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's your decision. The only problem I have is that when you have these ways of living that aren't smart, but then you ask people for help because of your bad decision, and then you get the help, and then you continue to make that same mistake. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I think you understand what I'm saying, right? Just mind your business. Invest your money. Get out of debt. And the only way that you can get out of debt is by creating a budget, so you can start telling your money where to go instead of trying to figure out where it went before the end of the month. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything at all, right? Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. So any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only, and it expresses my opinions. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your hard-earned money. All right, so you guys take care. Have a blessed day. Peace.